The Milionário Model. When you do not have money, it's no use to be charming. The art of living is a privilege of the rich and not a profession for those who do not have a job. Better to have a good income than to be charming. Such is the evolution of life that Anthony Erskine never conformed. Pure Anthony, despite being a good boy, was never lucky in some work, let alone in love. His face is showing his humble personality with incredible, seductive eyes. After his death, his father left him a simple Japanese garden and the sprout of a tree he had planted. In addition, his aunt helped him with an allowance of $20. At the moment, it was all he had. Anthony tried everything, played the lottery, sold headphones,
Do you want a phone or a sound box? Do you want a phone or a sound box?
No, I don't think.
Do you want a phone or a sound box? Do you want a phone or a sound box?
but luck was never by his side. He continued being a good, useless guy. To make matters worse, he fell in love with Laura Merton, where they were both embracing each other. Laura and Anthony were the most beautiful couple in Dundee. Laura's father was an impatient delegate in whom he went through recent conflicts against bandits.
Hi, Dad!
Hi, daughter. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
He liked Anthony, but he never imagined them marrying. One fine afternoon, Anthony decided to talk about his marriage to Laura. But they barely knew that Laura's father had his eyes open. When Anthony said the word marry, the deputy revealed his disguise and left furiously to speak to him.
Man, my friend, I really like you, but are only getting married when you have $10,000. So, we will talk again.
Anthony left sadly from the park and went to visit his friend Alan Traver. He was a renowned photographer and very cheerful. His photos reached the highest points of the internet. On his arrival, he heard a phrase spoken by Traver.
The only people photographers should know are those who can demonstrate their emotions through a simple photo.
That same day, Traver photographed a beggar. The same was all dirty. His face looked like an old passion fruit shell, but with a touching expression. His clothes were torn. In his right hand, a bottle of rum on the left, a cap in an attitude of alms.
Magnificent model.
True, it's not easy to find models like this.
Proud man, your face reflects your life.
Really, it's hard to see a cheerful beggar.
How much does he get?
$1 per hour,
And how much do you make with the picture?
and last 200.
Reals?
No, dollars.
But model should get a percentage because he works as much you.
Never. Just the task of sitting tense and taking pictures makes my work valuable. Now, be quiet and we'll eat a cookie.
Minutes later, his photographic historians invite Trevor to a private conversation.
Trevor, I need to talk to you!
Meanwhile, the beggar takes the opportunity to rest. Anthony sees a good moment to help the beggar with what he had.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, but I gotta go. Bye.
Okay, bye.
When Trevor returned, Anthony said goodbye and went home to spend time with Laura. Later, he went to an event and met Trevor.
Alan! So Alan, finished the album?
I finished it and I explained it. Finally, the beggar was enchanted with you. So I told him all his life.
Alan, I felt sorry for the old man. I want to help him anyway. He seems to have a life of misery and I have some clothes left over. Do you think he needs?
What you consider misery, I consider natural. But I will tell you what you offer is.
You have no heart.
My heart is in my head. Besides, my job is to photograph the world as it is. Now, tell me about Laura.
Do not tell me you told her about Laura.
I told you, he already knows everything.
Did you really tell everything?
My friend, this beggar is one of the healthiest businessmen of Dundee, the famous Jokondo Kung Fu.
Seriously?
Yes, he was dressed that way because he wanted a picture of a beggar's tragedy.
Did I give alms to Jokon Kung Fu?
Yes, and you will not see arms again.
You should have warned me.
Your arrival was a surprise, for my door was closed and Jokondo might not want to meet you.
He must have found me, Nate.
Never. He was so surprised that he wanted to know us all his life. I just did not understand the reason.
I'm an idiot. I'm going back to the house, and as for you, do not tell anyone anything.
Nonsense! Your action has horrified your person. Drink some water and tell me about Laura.
Anthony turned his back on Trevor. A few minutes later, Anthony gets a message from the businessman who probably wouldn't have asked for explanations about what he did, but he was mistaken. Giocondo sent a friend to give Anthony a gift.
Is that you, Anthony?
Yes, it's me, but who are you?
I am Caruso Augusto, friend of Giocondo.
Please tell Giocondo I said sorry.
It's naughty. Giocondo told me to give you this gift.
The present had a message written by Giocondo, saying, it was a check for $10,000, the only thing left for Anthony and Laura to get married. Moral of the story: it is not easy to find millionaire models, but models millionaire is still much rarer.